Hi everyone, today's tutorial is on the push-up. The goal of the tutorial is to teach proper form so that you're not over-dominating on one particular muscle, that you're getting the all-round beneficial effects of this exercise. It's supposed to be a compound exercise and a functional exercise, meaning that it can be used in everyday life if you're using those muscles together. Also, a lot of muscles, big and small, are working together in one movement, and it's a natural movement. What I see from time to time in other places is that too much emphasis is put onto the shoulders during the push-up. I will show you the difference whenever I'm demonstrating, but I want to caution you against doing that particular technique because it will eventually injure your shoulders, and it's putting way too much weight on one small muscle group, and the positioning of the elbows and things are going to eventually cause problems, along with the fact that you can't get full range of movement in. So I'm going to bring the camera down to the ground and show you proper technique. First thing I'm going to do is demonstrate the push-up correctly, and then I'll discuss further about technique. So the first thing I'm going to cover is the hand position. The hands start under the shoulders, slightly outwards, so that it's more the top of the thumb and the finger that are under the shoulder. And the aim is not for the elbow to flare out to the side at a 90-degree angle. You're looking for the the elbow going back down the side of the body, not touching the body, but about 45 degrees. So if this is 90, this is 0, or 45, it's going to be about here, keeping the hands facing forward. In this position, you keep the head in line with the spine. You're not looking upwards or downwards, keeping it nice and neutral, and you're aiming for getting the chest to touch the floor. You're using the lat muscles to pull the shoulder back, not allowing it to flare away out, keeping it controlled and keeping it stable. The other technique that I was talking about when you flare your elbows out to the side is whenever you're widening the position of the hands. The risk is that you're doing this and I can really feel that actually fatiguing around my shoulder blade. I don't like that position. If you're doing a wider stance push-up, then keep yourself over your hands, and the hands are wider, but bringing the elbows back so that you can roll the shoulders back with the lats and bring the elbows at an angle backwards. You'll feel that into the tricep as well. So that's why I'm suggesting bringing your elbows closer to the side at that 45-degree angle, keeping the hands closer. You're using much more of your muscle strength there into your chest and your lats. Your shoulders and your triceps are all involved together. Now that you understand the importance of the hand position in making it an effective exercise, now we need to focus on the rest of the body, because another thing that I see some people doing in their push-ups, which is very poor form, is not engaging the core whatsoever and actually using momentum from the rest of the body to try and help their push-up on the way up. The dipping and rising of the lumbar spine should not happen. The bum should not move, it should not be sticking in the air, nor should the hips be sinking in the middle. It should be a plank all the way down from the shoulders to the feet in one straight line. So whenever you've got your hand position, you're ready to start. Now you're going to get into a plank position. whether the feet are slightly wider for more support, depending on your ability, or narrow. You're on the toes. Now, my core is not being activated now, so tightening the abs, tightening the glutes. As you can see, everything is straight, all the way down and all the way up. Your legs will be tight, everything will be tight and in line. So, if you're just a beginner, there's a couple of modifications that can be done in order to ease the sort of strain on the upper body, because whenever you're starting off these sorts of strength exercises, the upper body won't have the strength and the core won't have the stability. But we still focus on the same technique. The only thing we're doing now is we're taking out the weight of the legs, really. So the hands are in the same position, you're still over the hands. This time we're going to be pivoting on the knees with the feet up. Now the hips are not in the air, because remember, we're practicing for a full push-up, so we need to practice proper form, which is the hips are down, the glutes are tight, and the core is engaged. From here, keeping the head in line, we're coming down, elbows are going back, allowing the chest, if possible, to touch the floor. If not, go as far as you can and gradually build up your depth. But you're really wanting to involve as many of the muscles and as deeply into that muscle as you can. And do the push up with the feet down, keeping the hips down still, glutes tight, again, core engaged, and we're going down. And that is your beginner's modification for the push-up. There's ways to slightly advance the push-up. I did show you the technique for involving more of the chest, which is a slightly wider stance, but again the elbows are going back to allow the shoulders to go down. The next one is to focus on triceps within this exercise, which I do throw in from time to time. So what you're doing is you're bringing your hands closer together. This time you're not away out here, you're bringing your upper body and your chest over your hands. From here, keeping the elbows close to your sides, you're actually touching your sides this time, and the core is still tight. Tighten the glutes, keeping the head straight till your chest touches your hands this time, and back up. That's a very difficult variation of the exercise, really focusing on your shoulders and your triceps, like I said. But the lat involvement is crucial, as is the glute being tight to maintain that straight back throughout. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions or anything to add to the tutorial, then please do so on my site, myomytv.com, and leave a comment below, and I'll be glad to get back to you as soon as I can. So until next time, I'll see you soon.